Hello everyone, welcome to Biochat. It's a platform where we sit down and we get to know the inspiring people and innovative companies that are driving Malaysia's bioeconomy forward. And my name is Shazli. I am from the evaluation team of the Bioeconomy Corporation, and I will be your host for today's session. And joining us today is Mr. Kelvin Soo. He's the Managing Director of Furley Bioextracts Sdn Berhad. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. And, it's been a pleasure and an honor to have you on Biochat. Before we begin, I would like to ask you, how have you been? How are you today?
Well, thanks for the kind introduction, Shazli, right?
Yeah.
Correct. I am doing quite well. Company's been growing. We've been moving on. I think we just had an evaluation with you 2 weeks ago.
It was almost a month ago, actually.
A month ago,
yeah.
Okay. So 3 weeks. Yeah, so we've been quite busy, as you can tell, and Furley has grown so much more from before and what we are doing today. Very, very focused on medical and healthcare sector.
So before we go deeper into that, I would like you to actually briefly introduce us. What is Furley Bioextracts doing? We know that Furley Bioextracts is a BioNexus Status company. So do you mind sharing with us?
I think in the beginning, maybe we've been very, very popular for our mangosteen fractions for wound care. And that was traditionally in the aspect of herbal or cosmetics and some food products. But for now, Furley has moved on into medical devices, more regulated markets. So mangosteen is still one component which we do use for some of the products, but not all. But because of that journey into wound and all that, we are pretty strong in wound products right now. With majority of pharmacy chains being our customers. So Furley now is very much into one-stop shop for medical device manufacturing. We do ODM, OEM, full custom research and development projects. And these are more than likely your pharmacy named chains or brands. There are perhaps some other smaller online brands, but our major customers are all the chains.
So what actually inspired you to enter the biotech industry?
Okay, I think maybe a bit of context and history about the company, right? So this company, Furley, is founded by my late father, who was doing kiwi fruit in the many, many, many years. I also lost track how many years ago. Okay. And then we moved into mangosteen.
Okay.
And then I took over, I think it's 10 years ago.
Okay.
And then we moved on to medical. And it's purely because of regulation and ability to sell the product more freely. So medical devices, drugs, OTC stuff tends to be more well accepted in terms of budget for governments. And, when you want to sell to hospitals, right? That's where the money is. The budget is more accommodating for these type of products.
Okay. But, that is interesting. All of those things since you took over the company. So before that, we know that Furley started since 2006. Okay, but back then, did you actually envision Furley becoming one of the key suppliers for major pharmacy chains in Malaysia?
No. No, not. It's just a consequence of what we did. And it's a consequence because we can make very unique products. So the research and development is actually quite tough. Fortunately, I'm a chemist, so it helped a lot in the R&D part and problem solving. So we make very, very special products right now. So it's not the easiest product to make, some of them. They are very unstable, but when you get them right, there is definitely a demand for this type of products.
Based from what I observed from my previous site visit and now having the chance to interview you properly, I can see that Furley has a remarkable R&D team. So how do you balance scientific innovation with commercial realities, and the market demand as well?
Interesting question. A lot of people have been trying to address this. So fortunately, the person running the whole team is me.
Okay.
So in that sense, being a chemist, you know what you can and cannot do, where's the line at, what you can and cannot achieve in terms of the performance of the product. So I think compared to before, you can tell our lab is pretty established right now.
Yeah.
We have micro lab, we have full-on chemistry lab and food lab. And that helps us do a lot of prototyping, confirmation on results before we send off for external party testing. Because external party testing can be quite expensive. It's in the hundreds of thousands. So this builds us big confidence to take certain bets and risks for the products when we develop them.
Okay, that sounds interesting. And you mentioned you were a chemist. You are a chemist now. Okay. And then also now that Furley has now transitioned from the plant standardization extract to now doing OEM and ODM. So I'm just curious, were there actually moments when a product or innovation did not go as planned?
All the time. Every day. You can ask the R&D. They hit their head against the wall every day. They look at me and they are frustrated. But that's part and parcel of asking the right questions and understanding what went wrong. That's the most important part. But there are many ways and solutions to go about fixing a problem, right? They could be physical, they could be chemical, but you need to be able to have the resources a bit to procure certain raw materials, which might be quite unique, to do like, let's say, for example, one new food product we're creating now is a slow-release caffeine that will release caffeine over 3 hours, 6 hours, and 8 hours.
Oh, okay.
But those are like, those are another type of product that we're making.
Right. Still undergoing research.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just that from what you mentioned just now, it's from the company's perspective. How about as a leader, how do you encourage your team, your R&D team, these people, they undergo, some of the, I'm not saying failures, like I would say, sometimes you just need to stop, take a pause, and then like really relook at what actually goes wrong in your experimentations and whatnot. So how do you encourage your team members?
I think failures, maybe I grew up in New Zealand, in Auckland. Failure is quite normal. It's not unusual. For maybe in our culture, our Asian culture, failure is quite frowned upon or tough.
Exactly.
People want a result or something. And I think a lot of people, even in the industry, perhaps expect a desired outcome or an outcome that they want, and they will hammer it down. But realistically, when you want to make something special, or you want to do some innovation which is different from others, there's a reason why it's hard. And there's a reason why it's not freely available or easy to do, right? And you're going to experience the failures. But the important part is to understand why you failed, what went wrong, and to actually investigate this failure a bit more, probe it more, ask the right questions on why this failure happened, and validate the failure. So if it's validated, then you know what not to do, and then we don't do that. Yeah. But you have to appreciate the chemistry. If you don't, you might not get the answer you want.
Exactly. So I guess like building a business is never easy. So you have your ups and downs, and you just have to keep going. Okay. And just like you said, you have to validate all your failures, all the questions, and from that you know where to go. And so those were the questions on challenges. Right now, I want to ask you on your key milestones. What have Furley Bioextracts achieved throughout from 2006 to 2026, about its 20 years of service? What is it? What has it achieved?
So we export-wise, we export to Vietnam. That's one of our biggest key markets for wound care.
Okay.
For our house brands. And we also export to Cambodia, which is doing quite well as well. It's a growing market for us. We have new markets in India, which is it's undergoing registration now, which I'm quite excited to see. Along with our new medical device range, we're having a lot more inquiries abroad, just because we make unique products for that. Yeah, we have found our niche.
So are you saying that right now you are, most of the time you are exporting your products and also offering your services overseas? What about local?
Local is still a very big market for us. I would say roughly 5 out of 6 pharmacy chains are our customers. They constitute quite a large portion for our manufacturing.
Okay. So from what I understand, you are doing this OEM, ODM for many pharmacy chains, and also you're developing product and services for overseas as well. And right now, what is Furley's main product, if you have, and if you don't mind sharing with us?
If you were to say as a product as a whole, there will be medical devices, consumables. So we have so many products which are underway right now. We have high-level disinfectants, non-hydrogen peroxide-based ones, which we are undergoing testing. We are near the tail end of this approval. That will be quite cool. Most of these products are from Europe. So we had a local dentist come around to us, and it's quite expensive. It's really no joke the amount of money we're spending on it. It's an expensive undertaking. You'll be surprised with disinfectants how expensive it is to get the right approvals.
Exactly. Based on my previous site visit to Furley's facility, I was told that you guys are actively producing Spray 8 range of products as well. It's also a medical device product. So what Spray 8 products, how do they differ from other medical devices products out there? Yeah, and why is it special?
I think you talk about the main one which everyone looks at us for is the stabilized hypochlorous acid. So that one is produced by the it's produced by the body. Okay, just keep it in a summary. It's produced by the body as a natural defense mechanism. And what happens is hypochlorous acid is actually quite hard to stabilize for shelf life purposes. But when you get it right, it kills most bacteria and stuff, but it still allows healthy growth of the skin. And that's doing well. And we've further incorporated and evolved this technology to have to be able to incorporate a variety of other compounds, which traditionally you can't, because the hypochlorous acid is extremely reactive as well. So that's some big milestones. So you start to see a lot of new innovations in the wound healing area. That's one. So Spray 8 itself as a range has this type of thing. So whatever you see available is what's available at Spray 8. Usually that's like a staging product for us now to show customers. With exception of export, they're all our house brands.
So what advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs trying to, enter the bioeconomy sector?
Bioeconomy, I think from the early days has so many divisions. I think there's 3 key divisions, right? One is agri, one is health, and what's the other one?
It's industrial.
Industrial, right? So I can only look at the perspective of probably a product consumable based type of item. To enter this bioeconomy or aspiring to come into it is to understand where you want to grow and how much money you want to make, what type of impact you're looking at, I suppose. Sometimes you can just be comfortable not growing too big in that sense. It's actually okay. But if you're really aspiring to do it really big, you have to really look at the regulations of not just Malaysia, abroad. Because that's where all the money is.
So, but now that you yourself have entered the bioeconomy, the ecosystem itself, by joining BioNexus Status, you are included in the bio ecosystem here. So what are some of the things that you can see that that actually helped Furley growing since you guys entered in 2006?
I see. Okay, I think the bioeconomy or the BioNexus Status, when abroad, of course, brings a lot of credibility for the company, along with all the other certifications and stuff. So it's great that there's a type of certification or vetting by the government. I think that's very helpful. The tax-free status in the early years is fantastic, of course. So no qualms there. And I think bioeconomy, we're quite matured in that sense as a company, right? So we're not really using most of the bioeconomy facilities. But as a startup or a new business, I think they're fantastic. There's a lot of good navigation and guidance available. And I think the prices you guys are asking are not too expensive. They're okay. So it's a great place to be able to get valuable or meaningful training. At least it's done via someone that's a bit more credible and not fly by night type of stuff, right? So I think if you look at it from that perspective, it's pretty good for startups.
Okay. So Mr. Kelvin, I have one last question to ask you. So we all know Furley, again, I mentioned it has evolved. So are there any exciting plans that we can expect from you in the future?
Yeah, so Furley now is going to embark on sterile manufacturing for our medical device range. So that's pretty exciting, pretty expensive. But I think part of the journey was looking at how to cost down on all things. And, with all this AI and all this machine learning stuff coming about, we started to create our own sensors and everything. It's quite fun. So all the sensors will be built in-house. We already finished most of the prototyping already. So we can do our particle count management and stuff on site in-house by ourselves, which is quite cool.
All in the current facility?
Yeah, in the current facility.
Okay.
That includes as well as some of the production parameter measurements. For example, how do we keep measuring free chlorine in our stabilized hypochlorous acid over long periods of time? And to automate the production of hypochlorous acid in our production line, that will be done automatically on site. That's my goal. We should be very soon. We're very close to finishing this off, actually. I think 2 more months. Yeah.
In 2 more months, we'll be expecting all this.
For all the sensors and all the devices and all the data aggregation is completed. It's just we're sourcing all the panels and everything from China and stuff. So and then the new aircon, it's just renovation stuff lah. End of the year, beginning next year, something like that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kelvin, for joining us today on our Biochat session. It has been a pleasure learning about your journey, the work being carried out and at Furley Bioextracts, and also your vision for the future. And I'm sure that all the audience has enjoyed every hearing on your insights and experiences. And on behalf of Bioeconomy Corporation, I thank you once again for your time and for sharing with us your story. And we wish you and your team a continued success. And to everyone watching and tuning in, I hope you enjoy hearing Mr. Kelvin's insights and experiences as much as I have. And until next time, bye-bye.